Hi, I'm Mr. Mig, and this is not my classroom. Today I'm recording from my office here, but nonetheless, I'm going to talk about an important topic, and that is, what is money? So I want to talk about what money is because we got to truly understand what it is and what it represents when we're trying to spend it and make it. Because a lot of times, it just seems abstract to us. So why do we use this piece of paper here to purchase and sell goods? What does it really represent? Why are you willing to trade your time or trade your goods or sell your stuff for this piece of paper? Is it because of the piece of paper? And the answer is no. This piece of paper really doesn't matter. If we were in a different universe or dimension or something, who cares about this piece of paper? The only reason it has value is because you believe it does, because you're willing to accept it. It's not the paper that has value. The paper itself can't do anything. It's the fact that you're willing to accept it, and it's the fact of what it represents. And what it represents is the important thing, and that's your labor and your time, your labor hours. That's how we have to think when we're thinking about money and when we're spending our money, more importantly. How many of our working labor hours are we giving up when we spend something that costs $20? And that's going to be different for everybody. For me, it's not the same as you or the same as Joe Blow down the street. We all are going to have a different answer to that. So, for example, if you make $20 an hour, then for you, it takes 1 hour to get this, 1 hour of your labor time to get this. But if you make $10 an hour, it takes 2 working hours to get the same $20 bill. So when you're going out to purchase something, say like a brand new iPhone, say you want the iPhone 7, all right, and say you're going to go out and purchase this. You got to ask yourself, how much of my time am I going to have to work to be able to afford this iPhone? So these things can range anywhere from $650 to $1,000 depending on your gigabyte storage. So let's just use the $1,000. You want to get the full gigabytes with the Apple Care Plus and all that jazz. In that case, if you make $20 an hour, and again, we're going to say after taxes to avoid complication here. So if you make $20 an hour, that means you had to spend 50 hours of your labor. It took you 50 working hours to be able to afford that. So you got to ask yourself, is this iPhone worth it? It doesn't matter if other people think it's worth $1,000. That's irrelevant. Do you think it's worth 50 hours of your labor? Was it worth working 50 hours? So a little over a week and a day, or a week and 2 days to get that iPhone. Is it worth trading your time, trading a whole week and a day of work to get this iPhone? If the answer to you is no, then it's not worth it. If the answer to you is yes, then it's worth it. It doesn't matter what other people say it's worth. That's irrelevant. You got to understand your value and the value of your time. And again, that's going to be different than everybody else. The reason we use money, to get into a further point, is because we don't always want everybody else's labor. Say you pick blueberries and somebody doesn't want blueberries. They're not going to be willing to trade you their chicken eggs for your blueberries if they don't want blueberries. So instead, you exchange it for money to represent the time it took you to pick those blueberries. Then you can ask yourself, hey, it took me 20 hours of picking blueberries to make this $500. So that's what my time is worth. Now, if you think your time is worth more than that, then you have to look into a different profession and doing something different. Because again, that comes back to the value of your time. If you say, hey, I think my time is worth more than that amount of money, or what $500 is able to afford me in this society. So maybe you want to look into something else. But that's how we got to see money. It's a representation of our labor and our time, our working labor hours. And when you make purchases, that will make it a whole lot more easier to decide, is it worth it? Is it worth giving up 2 weeks to purchase that Xbox? Or is it worth giving up, a half a year to purchase that motorcycle, or whatever it might be for you? Everyone's going to be different. Hey, thanks for coming to Mr. Mig's Classroom. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next time. And remember, give me that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Take care. See you next time.